be good. Live. Cool, thank you. Sup? Welcome. Just gonna give this a few minutes just in case people aren't aware that I'm doing this live stream today. For Terence Lam, top 5 Spotify. We're gonna just give it a moment. Pin message. I'm just gonna say, sup, Shredders. Welcome to this live stream of we got Terence Live. Hopefully you have a great time. Yeah, super chill, super vibing. We are going to be looking through his top 5 tracks today on Spotify. We have this in C major. We have this in A flat major. We have do do do. We have this. We have this, and then we have that. I'm just gonna make sure that we've got it's live on YouTube in case people want to watch it. Because I don't know, man. You can always potentially miss something. Yeah, top 5 tracks on Spotify. Cool. And is it on the live stream page? It is. Cool. Yeah. I don't know if this will be a busy one or if it'll be a quiet one, but either way, it's fine. Yeah. And what's the third name of the first track? We may as well get into it, eh? We'll give it a few more minutes though. I feel bad if I get started before there's people in the chat. We've got Yu Young Look. So welcome Yu Young Look. And Sam Lee. Welcome Sam Lee to this. Yeah, Terence Lam. I got recommended to check out Terence Lam a little while ago. And I'm finally doing it. I was meant to review this guy a while back. But we're here now and we're doing it. So hopefully people enjoy it. If you've got any questions about the stuff along the way, it's fine. I'm gonna try and do this as professionally as I can. I know that a lot of people have come to the channel recently because of the Jay Chow stuff, but I want to do something a little different, so that's okay. Yeah, that's potentially true, Sam. So what I'm really hoping for, as is the goal of these live streams, is that maybe people who are not so familiar with him will come across this live stream and maybe they'll enjoy it. That is my personal goal with these. I don't know about you. Sup, Jay? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. We'll give it another. We're until 5. And again, even if it's not a busy live stream, I'm just really glad that we're finally doing this because I've been meaning to do Terence Lam for such a long time. Bearing in mind, of course, so we've got Terence this week, and then we finally have the Zhang Yusheng live stream for his album next week. So it's going to be a busy couple of weeks in regards to these Saturday live streams, which will be good. Yeah. Lol. He's one of the top male singers right now in Hong Kong. Well, that's good. See, I don't know this. Please feel free to tell me more, because I legitimately don't know enough about these musicians. I'm happy to be taught new stuff as long as the information's correct. But hopefully we can all enjoy these 5 tracks together. I know that these live streams are sometimes contentious because of the fact that people don't see these as the top 5 tracks, and that's fine. That's totally fine if you don't feel these are the top 5. I just simply do this just to get a kind of a first impressions, and then typically people will sort of show me other tracks outside of that in other situations. So yeah. Yeah, we're good to go. So we're gonna get started with the first track anyways, which is Yat Yan Ji Ging. Hopefully I haven't butchered that too much. I have tried to find the best pronunciations I can or the best translations I can, so apologies if these aren't absolutely perfect. What does this say? If I try to translate it with DeepL, what does DeepL think that means? So, according to DeepL, this track is called The Realm of One. So that's great. So we're going to listen through this first track from start to finish. It is in C major, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Let me know if the volume's okay as well, okay? Because I can never know. The song of the year last year. Well, that's great. I'm excited, Sam. He's got such a pretty voice, doesn't he? His timbre and his coloration in it is absolutely sensational. And the piano accompaniment is gorgeous. Ooh, that contemporary vocal chops in the side. Really great placement of that drum kit there. Came in earlier than I thought it was going to, but I think it's a great place for that to develop. Really careful staging of these different sections here. What I also like about it as well is that Terence Lam has a kind of interesting and unique way of approaching some of these notes that he's hitting. It's almost conversational. You know what I mean? You can't hear the music. Oh no. Oh no. It's okay. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, I got this. Thank you. Here you go. How about now? Can you guys hear it? Is that okay? Like, can you hear the music now? I'll check the volume mixer. Is this okay? I can see it in OBS now. Sorry, yeah. The reason that you couldn't hear it is because these headphones have been charging. So like I had my other pair of headphones that I was using, and OBS only records one source at a time. So that's probably why you couldn't hear it. Cool. We'll try it again, okay? We're starting from the top, okay? Let's go. Okay, this time. I don't mind hearing it a second time. And thank you, lol, I appreciate this. It essentially talks about introverted people enjoying being alone. That makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. It's so peaceful, dude. How is he so tuneful when he's being that gentle at the same time, dude? It's sensational. It's got a youthful vibrancy amongst it, eh? When was this released? Released 2020. Cool. Nice groove on those drums as well, the hi-hat. And that bass is remixed really well. Dude, it's so rounded the mix. And that organ as well, dude, so much to appreciate. Good choice. That jazzy progression was sensational, man. I love the fact that contemporary music, especially in like pop and stuff. I mean, I'm not sure what genre Terence Lam falls into, but I love that we're embracing these jazzy instrumental parts and these interesting harmonies. And we're not afraid of a bit of clashiness in the overall harmonic arrangement. I like the fact that Terence is also competent enough to know how to sort of voice himself around that and to know which intervals to unite with. Oh, and the reverb chains are sensational, dude. Is that a bass solo as well? Is he doing a bass solo? Wow, dude. This is a treat. Excellent song, dude. There you go. And he's just so effortlessly gone into his head voice with these falsetto backing vocals, and the brass is coming in. And there's so many different instrumental layers in there. And he's working back on this motif he instantiated earlier on. And it's a simple bass line, but dude, it's absolutely mesmerizing. The guy's a savant. There's no way that was the entire song. Where did it go, though? Where did the song go? It just flew by. That makes me really sad. I feel like I missed something incredibly special despite being present the entire time. I don't know, what did you guys think? What a mood, though, dude. What a mood. Terence Lam is a champ, dude. Nice. Nice. Great first impression, dude. Because I haven't really listened to Terence Lam before, you know? Let's make sure I got the volume right. Again, I'm kind of like 60, 10. Yeah, that's usually where I have it. That's usually where I have it. Solitude. Lyrics. I'll make these a bit bigger as well so people can see it. There we go. It might be a little bit too big for you guys, but we'll see how it goes. So the party I gaze, it doesn't so... Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear that. Beautiful. So I think basically this track is saying, you know, he wants to sort of be alone. He's surrounded by people and they're having fun together, but you know, he's trying to repair himself, you know. He still wants to speak out, but he doesn't want to be smothered. I like, turns out you can have a blast too when you're on your own. I like that sentiment a lot, you know. And there's a lot of pressure to be sociable, not only for health reasons, but for a lot of other ones. But if you can't be okay by yourself, like when can you be okay, right? I like the imagery of the stargazing in silence. I hope the sun will lead me on. Beautiful. Downing a soda can, I let out a burp, hearing it resonate, a reply to my mental state. That openness to it, being able to express and be free to do that. It's just what a lovely sentiment. Great start. Great start. What do we got next? We've got what do we got? We got what is this one though? This one here, the second track for today is called Next Former Degree. Next Former Degree. Okay, so we're piano oriented for the most part. That's fine. Again, we bring the strings in and they're fine. Can't get this mic to be the way I want it. There we go. We'll go with that. I'm sorry, this is his first song as a singer, says Sam Lee. How though? Like, how is this his first? How do you... How do you do that? How do you do that well when it's your first song as a singer? Like, I'm not gonna pretend that he's like Mariah Carey, but he's pretty damn good. Pretty damn tuneful. The vocals don't seem too forced, you know? Wow. Wow. That blows me away. Do you know, I don't know if you guys are aware of how rare it is to have your debut song be an absolute banger like that. Often people, when they release music, they have to go through a proving stage where they get kind of crushed by the criticism. Or maybe I'm just speaking from personal experience, but if Terence is just that intrinsically talented, then good on him. Good on him. That's awesome. Well done.
不可以，總可以將瑣事當天大事，那樣堅持，那樣不智，卻又知沒有結束，不會開始。
There's the missing ingredient. Thank you, Sam.
這次傷心到下次也應該再有幾次。
Okay, cool. Short change there.
某時唯一可中意，才來害怕無下次，其實多麼諷刺。
So that's like a 4-3-2-1 that he does there, and that's a chord progression that I hear often. But I think that it's just a really, it still sounds like a really fresh way to resolve a harmony. These reverb chains on these instrumental parts as well as vocals, it's so airy and dreamy, right? And the harmonies. And he's using these parallel major or minor chords to mess with the perception of the key signature, and it's just so charming. Sup, WDPK? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. These plucky little string bits are charming, aren't they? And I love the EQing and the airiness of those piano parts as well. He's not only gain staging things correctly, but he's staging them well in the frequency spectrum. Oh, hang on. I forgot to put the logo. There we go. Whoops. It's an interesting tone to that percussion there. It's a similar sound to what we had previously. Do I listen to electronic music a lot? I'd say about 30% of the time. I used to listen to it a lot more. I mean, I DJ. I mean, I've got... I got one of these things. I can DJ. I love DJing, you know, but yeah. I don't listen to it as much as I want to. Honestly, like most of the new music I listen to is predominantly stuff like this. Through these live streams and stuff, or like, I don't know, metal or electronic music, you know, or the Fiverr stuff. Right, the point I was making about the drums. The drums are kind of very mellow sounding in comparison to what I typically expect here with the brightness of a lot of contemporary pop music, and I think that's to allow his voice to stand out a bit more. You've got the low mid resonance there. Really slow groove to that drums, even with the fills.
還是罷手，彷彿怕無幸變老得很快。未結
Yeah, lovely way to resolve that. Now, who do we have in the chat here? I'm trying to be better about saying hello to people. We've got copy the name. Hong Kong meets Miami. You're welcome. Thank you for coming to the live stream. I'm really enjoying Terence Lam's music so far. And I think the one I've got, WDPK, is pretty close to that. I think it's a SB2. I would love to get like a Z series one though. Those are the top of the line ones. They're pretty fun to work with. Really great vibe shift here. Oh, again, those jazzy orientations. There was some semitonal stuff going on. Yeah, I've been told that Terence Lam is fairly popular in Hong Kong, and so I'm glad that people I'm glad to be checking out someone I haven't really listened to before. And I'm also really happy that Terence Lam is popular, you know? He deserves the success. He's very good at what he does. Okay, interesting cadence there. Oh, do you hear that increased intensity in low mids with the strings, the bass, piano, everything there? A really good way to get more of a bit of a perceived sort of quote unquote oomph from a chorus section is by getting rid of the low frequencies in like a little transitory section like we had before with the dreamy kind of pad parts, piano parts with the delays and echoes. And then you have boom, boom, boom. You know, you have everything coming there at once, and it really kind of hits home. It's heavy without being heavy. Really fascinating vocal melody as well there. Da-da-ba-dum-bum. And these are fascinating little melodic sequences he's got going there. He's not holding on to the root. He's exploring the scale range. The combination of his personality and his approach to the way that he communicates with like the more conversational style of singing that he has. I think that's part of why it resonates with people. It's like every song is like he's having a conversation with you. You know, some music, you know, people scream at you, or they talk at you, or they sing so softly that it's almost uncomfortable. But I think Terence Lam has his own sort of way of conducting himself as a singer-vocalist, and it works really well. Especially with how gentle the music is. It's the kind of vibe you want. And again, that production quality there. You know, I don't even know if I'm getting that through my mic. The gating and the effects channel on those vocals is top tier. Well done. I don't know who produced this album. We might be able to find out. Who signed him? Who signed Terence Lam? Oh, his own label, Terence Lam Production and Co. Damn, dude. Damn. What a champ. What a champ, dude. Like, how do you even do that? What are the lyrics for this one, though? We got... What? That blows me away, lol. Thank you, lol. You know, I'm not being nice because I feel obligated to. When I come across a musician who genuinely has it, when they are the complete package, is what I think we've got at the moment with Terence. I'm gonna be very supportive of that. You know, I don't feel the need necessarily to sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna be rough when I need to, but I've got no complaints about Terence Lam. This is great music. Crying no more, thinking no more. I just don't want to be okay. See, like, the line immediately, crying no more, thinking no more. I just don't want, I don't want to be okay, you know? What's vicissitudes mean? I don't know what vicissitudes. That's a big word. What is a change of circumstances or fortune, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant? See, man, even I'm having to check words today, you know, like I'm having to check English words. Do I really have to prove that I care about you this much every time? Each line hits like a train, dude. Um, I like how self-aware Terence is about his own situation with this, you know? You uh, I shouldn't, yet I always do. Making a mountain out of a molehill. It's those little bits of self-awareness that can make him more relatable, and it's really important, especially with the first impression, for you to be able to relate to who you're listening to. And you either make yourself relatable, or you make yourself someone that people want to be. Those are the two ways to succeed in regards to interpersonal sort of parasocial relations with music, you know? Would I rather we grow old together or should I just give up? It's as if I'm afraid that I'd age sooner if I held no regrets. Damn, dude. If you felt that you were happiest with the first one, then why don't you stop thinking about the last one? That's a phenomenal line because it's like, you know, why do people continue to try and improve things when things are already working? You know, doesn't seem particularly clever or rational, does it? I don't want to cry and laugh and become adept so soon. What was the name of the song? Next. Yeah, I think this is about someone looking at their relationships and wondering about how to cope with the ex partner they have, wondering why they broke up, the complications of it. Um, Trying to ascertain the where they've come from and where they want to go. Having maybe an existential crisis because of it. I think this is beautiful music. It's really intelligent and it's deep. And Terence Lam is not only able to handle the instrumental arrangement production aspect, but also the singing, which blows me away considering this is his like debut or debut. And then finally, to get the story right, he's a triple threat. Triple threat. Really one to watch. I can understand why he's so popular. We've got do do do. Do do do. Do do do. Yeah. Who do we have coming to the chat here? What was this person's name? Oh, boop. No. Tea tree oil. Yes, tea tree oil. We're doing Terence Lam today. We'll go back a little bit. I want to hear that again. It's good times though. I'll give him a heart for this one as well, actually, because both of these songs have been absolute fire today. Come on, bud. There we go. The guitar work, the instrumentation, the little shakers, the vocal style. It's a little bit different than what we had previously. But I like the smoothness of it, the articulation of it. It's bright and pretty and chill at the same time. No. He is not just making doot doo doo the catchiest hook that I've heard in a while, but he is not harmonizing in like sixth or fourth intervals. Doot doo doo. Doot doo 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 doo. Dude. What a boss, dude. Can you, please, if you're watching this, please, if you can, take the opportunity to listen to his music through headphones. You just get these organ and electric keyboard parts which go in these stereo positions of the stereo field. I just don't think you get the same experience listening to it through phone speakers. It's such incredible attention to detail, and just his voice is in the center, and then the backing vocals are back in the back, and then you got all these starry bits going around on the sides, and it's like, wow. Is that a walking bass or is it an electric bass? I think it is an electric bass. Guitars. No. Dude, that there was one of the best transitions I've ever heard in my entire life. That there is an absolute masterstroke, and for the life of me, I cannot understand. That there, man. Like, just how it glitters in the headphones, and it just surrounds you, and it's so charming, man. Like, I feel so bad for not listening to Terence Lam before this. These guitars and that gentle build, that really subtle crescendo. And the brass, dude, man, come on. Oh. No, it should be illegal that this is under 1 million plays. Like, I'd say this is at the same level as the previous material, if not higher. Like, what is this? When did this come out? So it came out this year. Okay, so it came out in May. So it was a little while ago. So it's okay that it hasn't hit 1 million plays yet. But this is at the same level as these two, in my opinion. I think Doot Doo Doo, Sam Lee, is probably one of my favorite tracks at the moment. It's just, I think we personally need more music like this. There is so much crazy stuff that's going on in the world that songs like Doot Doo Doo can help pull us out of it and find a happy place. I think that's potentially part of why Sam, you like Doot Doo Doo so much. And I think it's part of the reason why Terence Lam is doing so well. All these different voicings, but they amalgamate into a cohesive journey. And we just have those natural harmonics to finish off. What can't Terence Lam do? No. I mean, the organs are usually kind of a sad or kind of spiritual kind of thing, Usually you don't have organs unless you want to have that old school vibe, but they almost make the track sound fresher. Where has Terence Lam been all my life? And again, the doot 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 doot. I mean, just a few comments before I get onto the lyrics. Part of why I love the harmonization of the vocals in that chorus line is because did the similar kind of line with the main do. And the second time, he changed the interval positioning of that to make it sound like we were going to the end of it, while still retaining the catchiness of the initial hook melody. It's not something you get often. It's something you can only get away with when you are truly on the top of your game, man. It's all these little things that you notice and appreciate and respect from someone like Terence Lam. And I sound like I'm being really kind. Um, I'm not. I can just. How do you instantiate like a slightly distorted guitar just for a moment and then pull away from that just for effect? Like, how do you do that? How do you completely kind of tease the listener? Like someone like me who loves electric guitars and then bring that away and me still want to hear that chorus again. And just the final thing before we go into the lyrics is that I heard him do the typical quiet final chorus intro going up. And it's like, I don't usually get excited for that, but it's almost like the entirety of the work we've done so far to get to that. It's just, I mean, I don't even know where to go from it. It's like, yeah, damn, man. Banger. That's three for three. At this point, I would not be surprised if we have these two as hearts as well, although I don't want to get too excited. You know, we might be in for a severe disappointment, but I don't know because I haven't listened. Gotta keep it measured. I don't want to become biased. That's the worst thing I can do. I got do lyrics. Oh. How much cheerfulness can cross borders and warn all the cute things from being buried alive? Okay. I get we're going a little bit of juxtaposition there, but that's fine. I don't mind that. It's okay if things are a little bit of a contradiction occasionally. Um, I like the unicorns racing and tadpoles and that instant imagery of kind of a forest full of magical creatures and being surrounded by a campfire and stuff. Zebras and seahorses, and the Deepwater Fort has Mario as its sentry. Wow, dude. Oh, I get it. There's so much weirdness or corruption out there. I'll heal it with some magic spell and tempt it to leave its barriers. I get it. So we're kind of sort of gamify the terrible nature of the world around us. And we're then proceeding to sort of focus on the situation where we've got kind of an actual, like a bad situation. We're trying to make it less intense for also, healing it with some magic spell and tempt it to leave its barriers. We're trying to get the problem to remove itself from its fortress so that we can extricate it and kind of, I suppose, heal it in a peaceful way. I record this unexplored land like an illusion, a new world briefly explored and glimpsed. Let's turn it into a happy new world. Yeah, I think, just to finish, this is the viewpoint of someone who's seen the corruption in the world, understands that they have a innocence and sort of like happiness and vibrancy and positivity, but that a lot of the world may not be aware of how dangerous it is simply to be ignorant of the risks. So that's what a beautiful sentiment. What a beautiful sentiment. We got this airborne moment. Track number 4 for today. We're making good progress with this. Occasionally I get distracted, but that is not the case today. He loves to start with his piano. He likes his voice. He likes his piano. He doesn't hesitate. In this day and age, you've got less than 30 seconds to hook a listener with a song. So I understand it. Yeah, the drums, we didn't hesitate nearly as much with the drums and bass this time, did we?
色的方向去追逐，那溫柔如若這不速之旅沒有確實的擁有，都不。
I'm so glad we introduced that guitar there. I don't know how he found space in the mix for that. Because it sounded so full. And then he manages to just find that one little bit of a niche in there just to squeeze it in. It's genuinely a difficult thing to do. Oh. I'm vibing with it. It's great, man. Again, the extreme panning of those vocals there is a great way to kind of snap you out of the trance that he pulls you into with the smoothness of the song and interesting colorations and just how easy to follow it is. There's nothing aggressive or affronting about it. And the technicality of that piano riff on the side, how it sounds like raindrops at the same time, there's multiple things to appreciate there. Got nothing to complain about with this artist, to be honest. I think I'm starting to kind of become familiar with Terence Lam's toolset at this point in time, so I'm not as surprised by what I'm hearing, but I think I can just continue to appreciate how that's an even better thing, because once you get past the stage of someone making music that you're unfamiliar with, and once you hear a few of the tracks and you can kind of detect little patterns and consistencies, you then are left with whether you continue to be enamored with it. Yeah. Just let it stick, man. Again, the little guitars there that are so subtle, they're almost like a sub layer, but they're just enough to fill in the expanse with the panning and the master chain. Like, yeah, there we go. Oh, the bells. That's what he's doing. He's got bells. What he's doing as well is he's using sort of transitory passages at the end of each stanza. You know, that last that's really important, because what that gets us to do is it gets us to go, oh, there's more. And then you are pulled into the second half of the chorus super effortlessly. Thank you. It's very rare that I thank a musician, but like I really appreciate what we're doing with these songs. Cool. No complaints about that. Well done to Terence Lam on this. Like, honestly, like I don't think he needs to do a single thing differently. The intricacy of his harmonies and arrangements there. I love the use of bells in a few of the tracks. I like the use of bells. I think we had some doot-doo as well as this one. Was this 2021? That was 2021. So he's a little bit less conservative with these approaches to this. Lyrics. This airborne moment. Lyric time. What do we got? like instantly, instant like interest in this. Like, you know, like who's created a universe in the corner of the sky and from it grown a set of um galactic railroads and stars. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, lol. Yeah, because we've got one more track today. We've got Regression, which I haven't heard the stuff before. Jay? It does sound pretty good, doesn't it? I would say it does sound pretty good. Again, like, you know, did you? Why did you stop listening to Hong Kong pop, if I may ask? If I'm allowed to ask. I'm curious because I don't know a lot about Hong Kong pop music, but I'm always keen to learn more, you know? Um, but just the story from the get-go is just sensational. I'd rather drift about in this fantastic realm, not daring to yearn for more, dude. This kind of reminds me of Solitude a little bit. It kind of reminds me of that kind of vibe of enjoying being alone and not wanting to sort of interact with people unnecessarily. Um, so I suppose how surreal is it to float in the wind? I'll willingly believe in this fleeting moment. Is that for that moment where you are airborne, nothing else matters, and you want it just to continue for the rest of your life? That feeling of happiness and pure unbridled joy. Hmm. It's interesting that we're talking about going from being alone to being better together, you know? How you doing, Shin? Welcome to the live stream. Fair enough. I mean, like, I'll be honest with you guys. Not that this is particularly important, but I don't listen to New Zealand pop music. In fact, I don't really listen to a lot of Kiwi music. Like, I just got bored of it. And it's a shame because occasionally I'll stop listening for a period and then whilst that happens, something really cool will happen. But I just, you know, there's like a festival vibe to a lot of Kiwi bands at the moment, and it just disinterests me, you know? I like when New Zealand bands push the boundaries a little bit. And I want to hear more music like that, and it's difficult to find it, you know? But anyways, I feel you, dude. So good. We'll travel together. Yeah. Looking back, and now the sky is shimmering gold. Perhaps I'll let go of my regrets when dawn breaks. So I suppose we're looking back and we're going, you know, maybe things were better back there, but I guess we'll know once we land, I suppose, when dawn breaks. You know, we don't want to look back and the grass is greener. We want to understand that sometimes you can get nostalgic, but you need to eventually move on. Yeah, fantastic imagery here. Ciao Paco. Paco. Ciao Paco. What kind of music? So is it like, when we say like pop music, is it like generic pop or is it like electro pop or is it like rock pop? I know this maybe sounds kind of pretentious, but like what subgenre of pop is it? I don't know. But we're gonna listen to Regression once we figure that out, okay? Track number 5 today. I'll give that a like as well. To me, it wasn't as strong as these three, but I will give it a like nonetheless. Primarily because I think that there's still a lot to appreciate and respect there. What a gentle piano line. Nice dynamic range to it. Mm-hmm. Oh, buddy. Wasn't expecting the tension there with the parallel, the minor there, the flat minor 7 flat 5 or something. I wasn't expecting that.
暫住，尋常像天要下雨，想與不要想不牽涉贏與輸。
That's a shame that it died out. I'm sorry to hear that.
我是我間中跟你一些記憶共處，也不再忌諱同住，如皮膚即使碰雨，從無發現亦痊愈，能暫時懷念某種老朋友，不過未能共享一葉舟，彼此到處新洪流，如何掙扎沉浮，連回想起當初手牽手也顫抖，就弄明白眼前這對不是該雙手，如輪迴臉龐留在當下也逐漸消瘦，如葉有枯榮輪流，命像悼念長壽，誰又能迴避某種過期朋友，一片葉無奈剛飄落背後，世上沒人能阻擋細水愛長流，若回憶偶爾會見就前來挑逗，在復原後走得很遠，為何要回頭忍受，但可否當做成如無害有情的詛咒，沒有影響此際笑一笑，天亮就過秋。
Dude. That was heavy, man. It seems like Terence Lam has a lot to say in this one. Seems like there's a lot to say in this one. I can tell it's not a happy one. This is by far the most sedated track we've had so far, but he's trying to communicate, and that's what matters. The piano work is absolutely phenomenal. These different chord progressions, expressions, and scale runs, arpeggios. That there's a parallel major, like extended, like 7th, 9th or something. Again, he keeps his conversational style, but just if we go back a little bit, let's just go back a little bit, right? Oh, dude, lol, I can relate to that. Damn, dude. Damn. Thank you for that explanation, though. And this stuff's interesting, Jay and Sam Lee. It's interesting to read through that. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. It's good to know. That modulation there is stunning. My goodness. And there's no drums. There's no semblance of a percussive groove here. You've simply got the piano and the vocals being a little more staccato here. To kind of bum, you know, that there is all the phrasing you need. And these strings in the high end, man, like, and the woodwinds there. It's really gentle backing vocals, like, wow, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's a pleasure to listen to Terence Lam, like, for real. I've really enjoyed my time with Terence today. It's been a good time. He's a great singer. Did you hear that? Whoa, that kind of stuff. They let legato phrasing there, that exploration in that range, and he had the counter voicings and stuff at the start of that. And like, how, man? How do you fit more in there that you already have? It's like he's got the voices talking to himself, figuring stuff out. I can't, man. What a phenomenal musician. Ooh, 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 oof. I can tell without reading the lyrics that this is a heavy one. Yeah, Jay, he is good. He's good. Yeah, his voice is pretty. I obviously I don't really want to be challenged on this, but I would say I'd probably be able to recognize him if someone did a blind test with me. If they were like, "Yo, listen to this track from someone you've reviewed on Spotify. Who do you think it is?" I think I'd probably be able to pick him. And I think in this day and age, you need to have a voice which is easy to recognize. In case you are not aware, um, in case you're not aware of it, major labels are currently looking for people with unique voices, especially in pop music. The only real way to make any sort of headway in the music industry at the moment is to have a voice that is not only really phenomenal, like as in like the skill set you have associated with it. And obviously you need to be attractive or not necessarily attractive, but you need to like people need to be like you. You need to be likable, right? But then the newest component, because there are millions of singers who are trying to make it, major labels are looking for singers who have a unique voice. Now, and if you're in a position like Terence Lam, where you have your own production company, it's obviously a lot easier potentially to be able to make leeway. But this explains why there are so many idol shows. If you are wondering why there are so many reality TV shows or idol shows, it's because major labels right now, their sole focus, the one thing that they cannot get is a unique voice. So, labels aren't just doing idol shows just for the out of the goodness of their hearts. It's true technically that they do want the stars that audition to succeed. But that's because they want to make a lot of money from someone with a unique voice who's also likable and talented. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay. Well, Yo Lee. All right, I'll put that on the list. I'll go live streams. Yeah, sure. There we go. I'll put that in the live stream. Yeah. We could have a look at Yoli. I'll have to check the schedule. I know that next week we're doing Zhang Yuxing's album. Um, okay. I'll add them too. Okay, cool. Do you know if it's easy for someone like me? Because I only speak English, right? Do you know if it's easy for me to find translations for these? Because that'll be the determinant. Also, do you know if these musicians are on Spotify? Because if these musicians are on Spotify, then we're probably going to be fine. Like, I'll go for Yo Lee real quick. Okay. Yeah, okay. We got Yo Lee on there. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Yeah, well, they're on Spotify, so I mean, I can do Yo Lee. J Fung. Yeah, I mean, they're on Spotify too. And then we just got AGA, Aga. Yeah, well, they're on Spotify too. Yeah. Again, I'm happy to do them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. People are more than welcome to. Yeah, sure, Jay. We'll put your artist forward. Like, again, I want to do these live streams weekly, these top fives. I know that we're currently doing Jay Chow albums on the first Saturday of each month, which is something I've committed to until obviously April next year, because there's another 9 albums to go. And we're trying to do albums from musicians so we've got like Eason Chan album that we're gonna do as well as a Fei Wong. Yeah, sure, man. I'm not even really worried about like whether people will like watch the live streams anymore, because at this point, um that's all English song. No, that's cool. That's fine. The only thing I'd say is that if you're suggesting a musician, please try and make sure that it's not a musician who's like super kind of pedantic about copyright, because it's a real buzzkill, right? If I review a musician and they go and block my video entirely. Does that make sense? Because typically what happens is the live stream is totally fine. There's no issues with it. But what happens is sometimes these musicians will like manually block a live stream we've done and I can't upload it. Okay, we'll add Hins Chung as well. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, bring in all the awesome, interesting musicians you like. It's chill, man. I'm happy to do that. That's fine. I'm adding them to the list. I actually really need to update this list. But that's like a month's worth of people at this point in time. So that's cool. Yeah. It's cool. Um yeah, it's fine. Because it's not just the automatic copyright. Sometimes labels will like find what I do and they'll block it. And that's just something they're allowed to do. Because why not, right? But it just means that people don't get to see the live streams. Anyways, we have a look through the lyrics. Thank you for your suggestions. They are all on the list now, so that should be fun. Here we go. Just listen to his concert. I'd love to. It's just the concerts are usually copyrighted blocked near automatically. YouTube has, I'm sure you're probably aware of this, but YouTube has a situation where if you are showing a video, especially if it's on YouTube and it's got audio visual, like both video and audio, YouTube will just completely shut that down automatically. Well, I mean, dude, you know, we can just try it. Again, there's like a lot of choices on the list that I've got to go through, that I've got to commit to. So I can't guarantee that these ones will be doing anytime soon. But we're also starting to get through a lot of the choices that people wanted me to do initially. And I'm hoping that like doing albums from musicians that are like people I've already done top fives of will encourage people to be like, yo, okay, I get it. We can't do another top five of this musician, but we can do an album of theirs, Just so that we can continue to do different musicians and get through these choices that people have asked for in the live stream requests. But yeah, we got Regression, the English lyrics, so that's all good. Last first, Sup. His music feels too safe for me, even though he got great vocal technique. That's okay. That's an okay opinion to have. Yeah. Hi. Hello. Thank you to everyone who's watched the stream so far. So lyrics. Suddenly wondered the huge shadow. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think that I think this is about people losing connections and struggling to cope with it and maybe coming to terms with the fact that inevitably they'll be split apart again. You know. Interesting lines. Like leaves withered and prosperous take turns, life is like mourning longevity. That's a spicy take. Why go back and endure after going so far in recovery, but can it be regarded as the curse of the remaining harmless friendship? Damn. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it is a sad song, but I think what I love about Terence Lam is that he handles it so maturely and with a great sense of emotional balance that even if it is an intrinsically sad piece, it's still palatable and you still want to know more about it. I didn't listen to that with an overbearing sense of dread. It just seemed like someone who was having a really kind of rough time coming to terms with the reality of the situation. And I kind of adore Terence for being brave enough to speak about that, but also to articulate and demonstrate um, amazing show top five, even if it's only to recognize their rocket player. Actually, K, I would do that. I like the amazing show. I do. I legitimately enjoyed my time with Amazing Show. That will be something we do a top five of, absolutely. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Kay. Um, but I think this is effectively our live stream of Terence Lam. I suppose I should probably do the conclusion now, shouldn't I? Often I make myself bigger, but I don't really know if I want to do that today. I like having the chat on the screen, you know what I mean? But I probably should just for the sake of continuity. Um, Yeah, because I typically do the big face in the conclusion. Because this is the conclusion of my top five of Terence Lam today. What tracks did we listen to? I'll put myself back, actually. I'll make myself big. We listened through Solitude. And next, Solitude was about being alone and sort of being able to appreciate that and understanding that it's okay to be okay with yourself. Next was about relationship and exes and wondering whether the first will be better than the last, etc. Um, was talking about trying to solve the problems in a way like there's an internal innocence, but trying to break that just enough in order to be able to be practical about the problems that are surrounding us. This airborne moment, which is about being like kind of up in the air, but kind of joyous and without restraints or anything like that, just to kind of really kind of vibe and be a. Which was my favorite track? I'll let you know in a sec. My brain gets distracted really easily, so this airborne moment. What do I like? Yeah, absolutely criminally underplayed. Absolutely, it's ridiculous how do just does not get as much love as it should. This airborne moment. Yeah, as I mentioned, like being happy and like looking forward to the future and trying not to look back at the present, past, even if it's golden. Being objective. And finally, yeah, this track here, which is yeah, regression, looking back at the past with the friends you had and the ties and understanding that maybe the phantoms that you cling on to are maybe not putting you in the best position to be able to live a life where you're happy. Um, yeah, I think that my favorite track is probably Doot Doo Doo. I'm glad that you like the fourth and fifth song, Jay. That's fantastic. I like to Doot Doo Doo. Doot Doo Doo is probably my favorite song for today. Um, you know, it's a great song, dude. It's a fantastic song, dude. It should be at least 1 million. It should be at least 1 million plays. Yep. Do to Do is my favorite. I love the approach to the instrumentation and the coloration and the textures there. I love the cuteness of the vocal melody and the hook there, as well as the interval stagings and the harmonies in the vocal section. I love the kind of earthy, natural feel we have towards it, but I also like in the lyrics how we're discussing some pretty serious topics, but with a wonderful sense of creativity and imagination. It's my honestly like one of th- this top five live stream. This top five live stream for me has been one of my favorite. I honestly have enjoyed doing this live stream of Terence Lam's tracks more than a lot of the top fives I've done in a while. Although, to be fair, Khalil Fong was also pretty incredible. And people will remind me of the other great times I had. I just overall had it was just a really natural, gentle, chill vibe. And maybe that's just because I'm at a point in my life where I really appreciate music like this. But like we've talked about what the tracks are about, I think in each of the lyric sections. Terence Lamb's vocals, even though for him he said his vocals aren't particularly good, he's a fantastic singer, and I think part of what makes him a great singer is that he does enough to not only articulate himself and voice himself in an appropriately emotive way, but you've also got someone who goes above and beyond to color and flourish among the rest of the arrangements that are present in ways that are both unique to each song, so they have their own identity, but also you've got a situation where he just sounds like he's just having such he's in control of it, and he's so natural, and he's talking to and chatting, and just it's such a caring experience. You can tell that Terence Lam really cares about his music. Really does. It's an unadulterated kind of passion. And I'm so glad that Terence took the leap of faith, even if he isn't totally happy with his vocals. That's when you know you have the best singers, by the way. If you join a band and someone can sing really well, but they say they're not a great singer, keep them. Keep them in your band because they will continue to improve. The worst singers, in my opinions, are the ones that think they're great when they're not. The best singers are the ones which think they aren't when they are. You know. So the vocals were sensational. The arrangements and the structures of the tracks were, traditional sort of like contemporary pop kind of arrangements of the verse, chorus parts. With some instrumental sections. There are occasional solo-esque kind of bits, like I like the bassist kind of solo that we had in the first track where the bass went up the fretboard and had a bit of fun. It was more about the layering of the timbale and string articulations and the brass parts later on in some of the tracks. It was more about the number of different instruments and then individual unique I've said colorizations, textures and tones, and how well Terence, disregarding the studio post-production phase, managed to fill in that frequency spectrum in the stereo field. It's a work of art, honestly. Like, this is someone who clearly has spent a lot of time doing songwriting and has mastered it. Um, the performance of the nerves and instruments were absolutely they're a masterclass. I've got nothing I'd want to do differently with those. Not a single note out of place. The piano arpeggios and runs and chords and harmonies alongside the drums when they came in, which were fantastic with their grooves. Had a little bit of fill work, but mostly supportive in the rhythm section. The bass player. The bass player did not hesitate to go up that fretboard occasionally, but stuck to the root notes and was foundational as well, and was just supportive of everything else. The string sections were lovely and soft and vibrant, and there was different synth bits and brass parts which were friendly as if they were saying hello to you, even in the darkest parts. And little synth layers and keys and bells. I mean, I'll level with you. I will level with you. Don't do anything differently. I don't know if Terence Lam watches videos that people do about reviews of his music, but if Terence was ever to watch this, please never change. You're an absolute legend. Finally, the production, the recording, mixing, and mastering. It was commercial grade. It was where it needed to be. But I would say it's beyond that. And I don't usually get this kind of motivated by a musician that I'm listening to say that it's beyond that. I think at the position that Terence Lam is owning his own production company, it's not even enough to have the EQing, effects change, the stereo panning, the filtering, the limiting compression, all the reverb and delay bits going on. It's not enough to have all those sorted. You almost need to elevate it beyond that through use of dynamic range, but also through use of just finding that exact little niche of the stereo field to have a tiny little guitar line or something. And honestly, that just takes decades to get the hang of. It's stuff you just cannot do when you're starting out. It's stuff you can't even do when you're on your first album, is you don't know yourself well enough yet. Yeah. It's really special music, and I'm really thankful to have had the opportunity to review it. So thank you to everyone for watching my SB live streams today. My throat's a bit weird at the moment. Don't worry, I haven't got COVID or anything, but this is why I'm kind of glad I've got some time off tuition work so that I can relax and have good sleeps. Hopefully you enjoyed this top 5 Spotify of Terence Lam today, as much as I did. If you did enjoy this live stream today, please do go check out Terence Lam's material and go show him some love and support via his various social medias. We do these top 5 Spotify's on Saturdays when we're not doing stuff with like JHL albums or like album reviews of like albums that you've suggested me to check out. So there's usually 2 of these a month. I'm not sure who the next one is off the top of my head. I should probably check that out. But I will confirm that, and it will get scheduled. And we also have the SP Patron fan request live stream tomorrow. Um, we're going to be talking about that stuff tomorrow. It should be an interesting live stream. And I look forward to seeing some of you here. And I look forward to reviewing some of your music tomorrow. Um, yeah. Have a good night. Stay cool. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time. As your local musicians and artists need help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will. Yay! Awesome, Jay. Enjoy it. I'll catch you in the next live stream. Spiderhands Out. 3, 2, 1.